Today I'm going to show you how to make a bootable USB stick with persistence in legacy BIOS. So what I have here is a ventoy USB stick, and I have booted into a bookworm pup 64. Need to access the ventoy USB stick again, so I'm just going to remove it. Now I do have internal hard drive, and partition 6 of internal hard drive is recording this for YouTube upload. And I have a USB stick, SDI, which will be partitioning. And then SDI is the USB stick, and here it is. It's actually a SD card, a 60 gig SD card that I have connected to my PC using a USB SD card adapter, so it's seeing it as a USB stick. And then first thing what we'll have to do is, because this is a legacy BIOS PC, we'll have to change the device, create partition table into msdos. So we'll go ahead and apply this. And then now what we'll do is right click, new, and then we'll go ahead and give it roughly 10 gig. ext4 is fine. And then we'll give a label of pups, puppy Linux, pups, and because of a uniqueness of all the puppy Linux, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make a separate save partition within USB stick here. So we'll go ahead and new. And then we'll give it a label of save partition SV, capital SV. And then we'll give it a roughly 20 gig, because this has got plenty of space. And then we've already made a first partition, so this you'll be able to install more than a single puppy Linux, but today we'll just be installing bookworm 64. Roughly 10 gig is fine. We'll give it a SV and then add, and then we'll go ahead and make a separate partition of and label it internal data, and then give it a rest of the space except for roughly over 2 gig. And then here we'll go ahead and right click, and we'll make it a Linux partition, Linux swap, enter. And now we're ready to go ahead and apply all the operations. Apply. Now it took a couple of minutes, so we'll go ahead and close. And last thing we'll have to do here is that we'll have to right click on the first partition, and then manage flags, and then boot, and then close, and then close again. So what we've done is we've used a gparted, and using msdos file system, we partitioned the USB stick. And now we'll have to install bookworm 64 files to pups partitions. So we'll go ahead and close this, and then here, this is the USB stick. This is the pups. And then we'll have to make a right click and new directory, bookworm BW. We'll just make it a BW and create. So, and then we'll go ahead and put in bookworm pup64 files in here. So I've separated it just in case if you want to use if you want to add another Puppet Linux, for example, FOSA pup64, you can go ahead and create a new here again and FOSA pup, and then put the files there. That way you can go ahead and boot into two different Puppet Linux and access internal data files just the same. So, but we'll go ahead and click into bookworm, and then now what we'll have to do is we'll have to open up a bookworm pup64 ISO, which I have here, ISOs, and then a minus sign, bookworm pup64. This is the ISO I want to open. I want to go ahead and mount the image, and we'll leave it here, move it here, and this is the USB stick where we want to install the Puppet Linux files, and we'll go ahead and minus sign, and what we want to do is grab all the SFS files with a control and left mouse click, and then VM Linux, Ucode, and initrd, and then we'll go ahead and move all these files into USB stick copy. So we got it all copied into the, and then minus, so we have it all in here, which is correct. So now we've installed bookworm pup files into the USB. Need to install a bootloader into a USB stick. Before we do that, what we can do is go ahead and open up a partition, which is SDI2, and we'll click, and then go ahead, right click again, a new directory, and we want to make a separate save partition. So this is where we will go ahead and end up having all the Puppet Linux save folders in here. So now, given that's all ready to go, what we can do is go ahead and fire up grub for DOS bootloader, and this is again a legacy BIOS. What this is, the SDI is the stick, search within this device only, and legacy compatible menu list is correct. Okay. And bookworm pup64 is only one we have now, so BW, which is fine, and then we'll go ahead and OK, and then bootloader is going to be installed. OK, we'll go ahead and edit the menu list, take a brief look, and then so this is the title is fine. What we will go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and delete Windows. We don't have Windows installed on this machine. Likewise, I never use advanced menu, so we're just going to simply have a bookworm as a sole choice when you go ahead and boot into the USB. So we'll go ahead and save it, and then close and close. Now what we'll have to do is when you go ahead and reboot, you don't want to save anything at this point. We simply want to boot into the USB stick at this point. Now I've booted using the USB stick. We just got it prepared, and then I've also got the a simple screen recording all started. So here we just need to go ahead and change this over to America, Los Angeles, and then time for internet is good. and then we'll go ahead and say OK. So at this point, what we want to do is go ahead and right click, leave, reboot, and I have to make sure that my recording doesn't get messed up. But I think I know. We want to reboot, and we want to save this time. We do want to create a save folder, and then it's giving me a choice of where I want to save folder, and we do want it as SDH2. So this is where we want to save a folder to end up within the USB stick, and then OK. Normal, no encryption, save folder is what we want, and then you can go ahead and type in any character you wish. I'll just go ahead and just type in 2, or you can leave it blank also, and then it gives you a choice that it's going to put it into the USB stick, but I do want it in a save folder rather than separate BW folder. So we'll go ahead and change the save folder, and then we want to just go ahead and give it a save here, and then OK, and then yes, and save at this point, but it's going to mess up my recording, so I'll just stop here. Now I was able to boot again into the USB stick. Now this time I do not get a quick setup screen, so I know the save folder has been created, and indeed there is a automatic mounted save folder here. SDH2 is already mounted, and we can just take a peek inside, and then within the save there is a puppy Linux save folder. Now I gave it a extension of 2, so it does show in the 2. So indeed everything is working correctly. Now this is how you make a USB stick that is bootable with persistence within the USB stick.